You all asked for it and we listened. I'm a die-hard edge leading fan when it comes to belt sharpening. But you all, the community, want edge trailing when it comes to the brand new angle guide for 2-inch machines by KFMK. In this video, I'm gonna put edge trailing to the test with a couple of Henckels knives. We're gonna find out how good is edge trailing on a 2-inch angle guide. All right, let's grind. All right, setting the angle on the KSAG2 prototype. A lot of you in the Discord, the YouTube comments, email, text, phone calls have been asking for an edge trailing option on this angle guide. I'm a practitioner and I believe the community knows best. So today, I'm putting that feedback into action and I'm giving you exactly what you requested. I was actually surprised by how many people inquired about an edge trailing option. It hadn't even occurred to me. But you know, when you consider how many people are freehand sharpening on these belts, I guess it kind of makes sense. That's what you know. And some people swear by it. That's the way to do it. I haven't put any time on that, but nonetheless, man, these macro shots, you know, I did these because I wanted you to see, I wanted a blank canvas. I wanted to be able to show firsthand what these Magnum Peak belts can do. So I'm going to be using grit 120, and here you go. We got a square edge. I reprofiled. Very cool shots. Check this out. All right, here we go. My first time ever doing edge trailing on an angle guide on a 2-inch system. I have done it on the 1x30. Takes a little, I don't know what the word is. Takes a little of something to get the hang of it because it does want to pull the blade off. You got to have a really light hand. But I will say, like, the footprint, all the real estate you get with this 2-inch angle rest, it does keep things quite sturdy and stable. And with that steel work rest, there's no flex at all. This isn't 3D printed. This thing is professionally constructed. So you can put some pressure down on it and not worry that you're gonna get a wonky looking bevel when it's all done. And that's that. Like a minute and a half, boom, I've apexed. These belts are actually insane. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. If you're not using ceramic, you should really consider exploring it. Find the right belts. I'm gonna obviously recommend Magnum Peak and Cubitron because that's what I've got my own experience with. And I mean, ceramic, it really holds. It lasts a long time. I mean, you compare it to some of these aluminum oxide belts, there's just, with the amount of super steel and high carbide steels I grind, there's no option other than ceramic and possibly diamond. But boy, let me tell you, diamond, it's gonna hurt you in the pocketbook. Pocketbook, I've never said that word in my entire life. It just came out. My wife just turned to me and she said, "You're getting old." It's happening in real time, my friends. This single chef knife here, this has to be one of the thickest blades, chef's knives on the planet. Very thick. Took a little bit longer to apex over that Santoku. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this macro. This is the power of these MagnaCut belts. I did this in just a couple minutes, guys. Absolutely incredible. The consistency is just beautiful. All right, it's time to jump up to grit 600. This is a silicon carbide, which is gonna have no problem with the X50 steel. We did produce a big old fat foil burr on those 120s. So I wasn't super confident on this. I dropped my angle by 0.2 of a degree. So from 17.2 down to 17. And if you pay close attention, you're actually gonna see this foil burr getting ripped off this thing in real time. One interesting observation I had while jumping from 120 to 600, edge leading on 600, it's a bit more grippier, right? So you actually, and it makes sense, less pressure. The guide is, It's almost like I'm freehanding in a way. But I'm using the guide. I don't know how to explain it, folks, but you just want to whisper above the angle guide. And you'll see there's a few moments where things look a little like the blade gets pulled out from under me because I'm figuring this out in real time. All right, so the clock's ticking. Normally this is where I'd fire up the 1x30, get that leather belt with some diamond going. But the burr flying off during the 600 grit process got me thinking, that thing's barely hanging on. Let's just jump over to the Kangaroo strop and see what happens. Man, I hate to say it since we don't have kangaroo tails growing here in the United States, but kangaroo tail really is the gold standard, and it's not just by happenstance. It's got two really important things going for it. It's got a super high silica content and a very dense grain pattern. The thing's like a burr magnet or a burr vacuum. You can almost hear the burr flying off of it as you zip up and down it. I could see a couple spots where that foil burr was still hanging on by a thread. No joke. I could flick them off with my thumb. You know what I just realized? This might be the first time I've sharpened knives to this sharpness without diamond or chromium oxide. And you know, these abrasives, these very hard abrasives like diamond, they can do wonders for polishing edges and everything. But that toothiness, having those micro serrations on that bevel or that apex, that can do wonders for the performance of a knife. So maybe this is a good thing. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. We're doing a giveaway and you want to hear these details on how to enter. Man, the KSAG2, the first professionally made angle guide for a 2-inch belt grinding system. The precision, the accuracy, it's undeniable. Edge trailing, I'm glad I kept an open mind to it. And I was actually quite surprised by, it's been so long since I've done edge trailing on a belt grinder. And from what I remember was the big old foil burrs, you know, what a headache. But using the thinning process, that thing really just came off like quite easily. So yeah, the Kangaroo strop, boom, that thing was gone. Couple little remnants here and there, literally fell right off. And the sharpness, that's undeniable as well. Super, super sharp blade and fast. Holy cow. I could bang out a blade in a couple minutes if I wanted to, especially if I had two of these machines. We're doing a giveaway. Many of you already know the Sharpeners community designed this angle guide for a 1x30 sharpening system. And this one right here could be yours. How to enter? Really easy. First and foremost, I need to hear from you. I'm gonna have my report card for KFMK by the end of this week. What changes should we make? Is there anything we could do to make this thing a little bit better, or is it perfect? Give me your thoughts on the KSAG2, and that's the first step to enter. Number two, down in the pinned comment or the description of the video, there will be a link to the Sharpeners Discord. Come on in, say hi, join. And once you're in Discord, make sure you send me a direct message with your YouTube username. This is very important because if you win, I need to be able to get in contact with you and get your mailing information and whatnot. So we'll be doing a drawing here at the end of the month.